Hello, this is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria Whitehead, and welcome to day 91 of our 100-day Juice Feast.
So we missed out a few days of videos there, but that's okay. We just didn't make any. But here we are on day 91, and we have 9 days. 9 days left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, we've already done 91, because it's night time now. And this is Juice Feasting in bed with Matthew and Victoria. So some stuff that's, I suppose, been going on and I've been seeing, because one thing you become aware of is you become more aware basically when you're juice feasting. You know the difference really, the difference when you've eaten a big heavy meal, maybe a Christmas meal or a Sunday lunch or whatever you eat that's really, really heavy, and afterwards you feel kind of like sedated and you feel like kind of drowsy and tired, and you don't really notice things that happen. Someone could like walk into the room, walk back out again, you don't even notice they do it. Well, it's kind of like the opposite when you do a juice feast, is that you just kind of, you notice more things. You notice things, you become more conscious, and you see things that you may not have seen before, because you're putting so much light energy into your system, and there's no stress on the system, so it basically wakes you up more. So what I've been noticing lately is people having facades. People judging books by their covers, seeing a person a certain way and treating them like their programming says they should treat that person. So if that person drives a certain car, or if that person wears a certain designer label, they quite often get treated differently than if they don't. And so that's what I've been noticing lately. People treat different people according to their age. If someone sees a teenager, quite often they're less respectful to that teenager than they are to someone of their own age or older. But that's just really a facade. That's not real. That's not real. That's not them coming from their heart. That's just them coming from their programming of what they've been told they shouldn't do. And when we have that facade, it just causes problems. It causes, because at one time we're putting someone on a pedestal, and if we're not putting someone on a pedestal, we're putting someone else in the pit. And if we just keep going through life like that, then we're going to feel bad ourselves, because we'll sometimes put ourselves on a pedestal, we'll sometimes put ourselves in a pit, depending on the circumstances, depending on the people who are around us. If we're around people who we see ourselves as better than in some way, then we'll put ourselves on a pedestal. If we believe we're more successful in some area of life, or if we're around people who we see as better than us, who's more successful than us, who's more wise or knowledgeable than us in whatever area of life it is, then we put them on a pedestal and we put ourselves in a pit. So it's really getting out of the programming and not putting anyone on a pedestal, not putting anyone on a pit, and treating everyone
equally
as pure light beings. And just seeing every single person that you come into contact with as not their profession, not the car they drive, not the designer label they're wearing,
not the body,
not their age, whatever it is, not their perceived level of intelligence, where they're from, anything like that. Is just seeing every single person as a pure light being, and because that's what we all are. And it's my job to help waken people up to that's who we are. We are these pure light beings. And it's only the programming that stops us from seeing that. But when we come from our heart, then we drop the whole facade. And it's so obvious. It's something I've seen it so obvious lately, is people acting in certain ways towards one person and then completely in a different way to someone else. And for me to be able to see that in other people, that's a trait that's in me as well. So it's been able to see my own self when I've had that facade myself, and being able to do that is not just seeing it, okay, that's other people, because whatever we can see in other people, it's somewhere within us as well. So always look to yourself whenever you see a trait, a character trait in someone else, whether that is perceived to be positive or negative. look within yourself and you'll find that exact same trait. So, my invite to you is drop the facade. Drop the facade. Just go for 24 hours. Just say, okay, I'm going to drop the facade. I'm going to go about my day tomorrow, today, whenever it is, and I'm just going to treat everyone like pure light beings. When I look into anyone's face, I'm just going to see love. I'm just going to look at the love in every single person's eyes, and I'm going to come from my heart. And see how that changes how people are with you and how you are with them. And see how that changes your whole day. And if you do it for one day, hey, you can do it every day.
As you've probably noticed, we haven't made any videos for a few days, and it's probably been because I've been avoiding it, and I've been a bit of an emotional wreck, and I've been just processing and probably, hopefully, moving up to a new level of understanding what's going on with me, and maybe getting through some barriers that I've had maybe for years and they've been holding me back. But it started with, I posted a video on Facebook and a lady wrote something back, and I chose to interpret what she'd taken back as she was judging me, and you know, I was crying my eyes out. I just felt so awful, and I just felt, but it was actually what I realised is it's absolutely nothing to do with her. She's a wonderful lady, and she was part of my growth, my learning process. And for years and years, I've had this really strong, deep fear of not being liked, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being enough, it's held me back in so many ways. Where Matthew and I have done courses, so we did a course on life coaching, and Matthew straight away, he comes home and he started coaching, and with me I put it off and I put it off and I put it off until before long I'd forgotten, you know, half of what we learned. And Matthew, he's becoming more and more of a master every day. He's coaching different people, and you know, even when he wasn't getting paid clients, he put out lots on the internet so that he was coaching lots of people for free all the time so that he could get practice. So and I did other courses. I went and I did reflexology, I did yoga, and all these different things that we've done over the years, and I've always kind of put off implementing the things that I've learned for fear that I wouldn't be good enough, and it's just been this burden around my neck, and even doing these videos, maybe Matthew's kind of forced me to do that and to do these videos, and I'm really grateful that you have, because it's really helped me. I'm so much more confident now, and I realise that not everybody's gonna like everything that I do, but when someone gives me feedback, positive or negative, I can use that to grow and learn and become better at what I'm doing, rather than hiding away in a closet and not doing anything at all. And so that's kind of what I've been going through at the minute, and it's just, and to not get defensive and to not get, you know, upset and let things put me to a complete stop where I'm not doing anything, but to continue regardless, and to learn and grow, and not everybody's going to agree with everything I say, not everybody's going to like what I do, but if I do the best I can and I continue to learn and grow, then that's all that can be expected of anyone. And yeah, so that's what I've been going through, and I'm hopefully, you know, breaking through some barriers right now.
So where's that thing that was around your neck? Where is it right now?
It's not here right now, darling.
It's not here?
No.
Is it coming back?
No, because I'm releasing it. I'm releasing it. Yeah.
Okay. So I know that nobody else out there can relate to anything Victoria's said there, right? Because we all believe we're good enough, and we all, you know that we're loved and liked, right? No, the truth is that it's the two basic, most deepest fears that we all have is that we're not good enough and we won't be loved. And the truth is, you are good enough, you are loved infinitely. And the more we can realize that, the more we can all realize that, the more we can step into our greatness. And just one step at a time, we're moving forward, and we're all on our journey. And just to be able to see that in other people, and see that we're all doing the best we can with the resource we have, and that everybody has those fears at some level. Everybody has those fears that we're not loved and we're not good enough, and just realize that you know, give people their space. Give yourself the space to be who you are in your heart. So that's us, day 91. Join us again tomorrow. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. Last 10 countdown of our juice feast. My name is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria White.